You ever look around and just feel like the world is in a constant state of crisis? It can be pretty overwhelming, right? But what if all that chaos is actually a once-in-a-generation opportunity? Today, we're going to dive into some ideas from Robert Kiyosaki's book, Second Chance, which argues exactly that.
I mean, it's a feeling a lot of us have, that we're living through some seriously turbulent times. You see it in the economy, with our leaders, maybe even in our core values. It really can feel like the ground is shifting right under our feet.
But here's the big idea we're talking about today. Every crisis has two sides. There's the danger, for sure, but there's also the opportunity. The whole trick is being ready to see it, and more importantly, to grab it. This isn't about pretending the problems aren't real. It's about looking past the noise to see the possibilities that are being created because of it.
So how do we get that superpower of seeing opportunity when everyone else just sees chaos? Well, it all starts with understanding a really fundamental problem, a huge gap in our education that honestly affects pretty much all of us. Just think about it for a second. We spend years and years learning about history, about biology, about algebra, but we're never really taught the actual language of money. And this isn't just a small oversight, It's a massive systemic failure that leaves most people financially clueless the moment they get their diploma. And the consequences of this, they're huge. It leads straight to things like crushing debt, mortgages that feel like a life sentence, and a lifetime spent on a hamster wheel, just working to stay afloat but never, ever getting ahead. And that's exactly why this matters so much. See, learning about money isn't just about memorizing facts and figures. It is about getting your freedom back, the freedom to make your own choices, instead of having your life dictated by a boss or a bank or your circumstances. Real freedom, it starts with understanding your money. Okay, so this leads us to what is probably the single most important concept in your entire financial life. If you can get this one simple distinction right, it can literally change everything for you.
It sounds almost too simple, but it's incredibly profound. An asset is anything, and I mean anything, that puts money into your pocket. It generates cash that flows to you month after month without you having to actively trade your time for it.
And the flip side is, you guessed it, just as simple. A liability is the total opposite. It's anything that takes money out of your pocket. It's a constant financial drain. Now this seems super obvious, right? But believe it or not, this is where most of the world gets it completely dangerously wrong. Society has taught us that buying a house or a fancy car is a great financial move, that these things are assets. But let's just go back to our super simple definition. Does your house put money into your pocket every month? Nope. The mortgage, the taxes, the repairs, that all takes money out. They're liabilities dressed up to look like assets. So what do financially savvy people do instead? They focus on acquiring true assets, things like rental properties that generate income, businesses that can run without them, or investments that actually pay them dividends. The key difference isn't how much money they make, it's what they buy with their money. They buy assets that pay them, period. Now, once you really get that, it completely flips the script on how you think about work. Once you know what a real asset is, the whole goal of the game changes. You stop working for money, and you start making your money work for you. You see, most of us are stuck in this trap of trading our time for money. But your time is finite. You've only got 24 hours in a day, you get tired, and there's always a limit, a ceiling on how much you can earn. But your money can work all day, all night. It never gets tired. Its potential to grow is basically infinite. So how do you actually build this thing? It's a pretty simple, repeatable cycle, like building your own personal wealth engine. Step 1, you earn income from your job or business. Step 2, you use that money to buy assets. Step 3, those assets start spitting out their own income. And step 4, this is the magic part, you reinvest that new income to buy even more assets. It just keeps compounding. This is what passive income is all about. It's a system where your money is out there working for you around the clock, 24/7, even when you're on vacation or fast asleep. And this isn't some get-rich-quick fantasy. It's a real financial strategy. Okay, but listen. All the financial knowledge in the world isn't going to help you if you don't have the right mindset, the right operating system running in your head. And that operating system is the mindset of an entrepreneur. And no, this isn't just about starting a business. It's about a total shift in how you see the world. See, an entrepreneur doesn't run away from problems. They run towards them.
They see problems as opportunities in disguise. Where most people just see a mess or a hassle, they see a chance to create something, to offer a solution. And when you get good at solving problems for other people, money just naturally follows.
And what about failure? For most people, failing is the end of the road. But for an entrepreneur, it's just data. It's feedback. Every single screw-up is just a tuition payment for an important lesson you needed to learn to get to the next level.
So this is really the mindset you have to adopt. Take 100% responsibility for your life. No more blaming. Think in terms of decades, not just days or weeks. Become a lifelong learner, and maybe most importantly, have the guts to actually act on what you learn. Because knowledge without action, it's just entertainment.
All right, let's bring this all home. We've talked about financial education, assets versus liabilities, thinking like an entrepreneur. But why is this so incredibly urgent, right here, right now? Well, it's because the rules of the game have changed. This kind of thinking is no longer a luxury. It's become a necessity for survival.
Look, here's the hard truth. The old systems we used to count on, things like stable pensions, a job for life, government support, they're all crumbling. Those safety nets, they're gone. For better or for worse, you are on your own now. The responsibility for your financial future is sitting squarely on your shoulders.
And that leaves you with a really fundamental choice. You can stick with the old way. You can stay in your comfort zone, just kind of wait for things to happen and hope for the best. Or you can take your second chance. You can step out, face your fears, and actively start creating the future you actually want. It's really the choice between being a passenger in your own life or being the pilot.
Because in the end, your future isn't something that just happens to you. It's something you build one decision at a time, starting today. This second chance isn't about getting lucky. It's about making a conscious choice to learn and to act. So the only real question left is, with what you know now, what are you going to choose? Disclaimer and fair use notice. This video is an independent summary and commentary. It is based on a publicly available YouTube video. The original book and video creators retain all rights. The content is intended for educational and informational purposes. The summary does not replace reading the original book.